ahead and take our 3 deep mindful breaths. I have 3 piles for you to choose from. Oh, also you guys, before we get into our breaths, make sure that you check out the description box. Everything that you need to know about me or any updates or anything like that will be in the description box for you to take a look at now or later, but definitely don't overlook it. So with that being said, let's go ahead and take our 3 deep mindful breaths. Alright, you guys, we're gonna take our 3 deep mindful breaths. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Okay, you guys, you're gonna choose between the mirror, the purple fish, or the blue fish. Okay, you guys, I'm going to start with the mirror. If you chose any of the other ones, I will see you there on your pile stamp. Okay, pile number 1. If you chose the mirror, look at yourself. Look at you. You guys need to look in the mirror more. Appreciate what's staring back at you. Appreciate what you look like. Appreciate yourself. I mean, you really need to do some self-reflection. Is what I'm seeing too. So yeah, just have a moment to look at yourself. Look, pretty. But yes, let's continue. So I have 5 cards here for you. It's going to answer a series of different things. What currently sparks your so the first card is going to tell me what currently sparks your soul and brings you to life. And you have I'm sorry, defenselessness, righting past wrongs, uprooting. Wow, okay. And this is what currently sparks your soul. Wow, okay. Like a chalk. What's currently sparking your soul is, if you can see that, like these, you have 2 people, and then you have 2 people within the roots. Okay, like you are uprooting, and this could be like things that, like, so for example, this could be like things about your personality or things that you don't like in your life. But I'm also gonna look this up too, because I'll never get that out. Someone could be wanting to come into your life to apologize, or someone maybe looking to give you an apology. You might also feel like you're owed an apology, and if you feel like you are owed an apology, but you're like, you don't know if this person will ever get it, this is about forgiving yourself. Okay, this is about finding ways to forgive yourself for allowing those situations to carry out. Okay, this is about forgiving even though you never got that apology as well. So I'm gonna look up this card. As souls, we intrinsically remember unity and yearn for it here on earth. Perhaps this is why it feels so painful when we experience the opposite. But it's crucial to remember that we can't simply bypass reality and pretend that unity, love, and forgiveness are here. This is one of the greatest challenges for starseeds. To bring about unity, we must first acknowledge the ways in which both we and the world have been divisive, personally, ancestrally, and collectively. The shadows, hate, wounds, separation, severings, wrongs, and sadness. You may be called to explore how you, your ancestors, or your society have consciously or unconsciously inflicted pain on others, to find a way to drop the armor around your heart and see things as they truly are for all people. To say I'm sorry with an open heart and mean it, to be part of the healing rather than the perpetuation of inherited conflict or oppression. This isn't about blame, it's about unwinding the pattern that got us here. You may be called to devote your time to causes you believe in or do healing work on your ancestry line. And the question that I have for you is, how are you being called to drop your defenses and unwind past wrongs? So that is what's That's what's currently sparking your soul right now. Like, your soul is ready to stop sort of like living in chaos, or your soul is ready to stop being a part of the problem. And if you can't and you know, like, change always starts with you. Okay, so this is about doing what you can. Drop your defenses, and that's what's sparking your soul right now, and it's bringing you life, because you're about to come into a place where you can, well, once you start dropping your defenses and start doing what I just read, you are going to, and if you can see that right there, there's like people, I don't know if you guys can see that from the camera, but there's people all around. So I feel like you're being called, or you have been being called, or this is just something that you're working on, and that's healing, righting these past wrongs, because it doesn't, like, it's like one of those, because what I'm hearing is like this is how I was raised type of thing, but you're breaking that pattern. Like, it doesn't matter how you was raised, you're able to see that this was not the right way, this was not the best way, and so you're being called to find the best way that's going to benefit everybody. Okay, so the second question is, how can you invite this into your life every day? Deep cellular healing. You hear that sound? Those birds arguing. Arcturus energy, physical and emotional healing. Wow, that's deep, and I got goosebumps. So you're being called, you're being pushed, moved, driven in the direction, however you want to take that, so you can understand it. But what's happening in your life is, like, these changes that are happening into your life are because, like, in order to get new, things have to change. Okay, and in order for things to change, things gotta be uprooted. And so, like I said, you have the mirror. This is about reflecting on your life, reflecting on your family's life, reflecting and seeing the constant patterns, the constant negative patterns, and then seeing how you can change that in your own life, so that other people can follow your example, and so that you can begin to heal your line, your family line. Okay, wow. And it's going to bring about deep cellular healing, which is going to pass into your family line. So the things that the rights that you are making, like you righting these wrongs, are causing a what is it, like a domino effect, like a string of healing, because of the work that you're putting in, and the things that you're forgiving, and the unhealthy or negative patterns that you're uprooting. So wow. What is currently blocking your creativity or childlike joy? And you have the 8 of water. So what's currently blocking you? Let's go back a little. And you have the 8 of water. So again, like holding on to old beliefs, holding on to old things that doesn't serve you positively. It literally just cuts you like a knife. Holding on to things that's cutting you like a knife. And you have the key to unlock these things, but you're like, I can do it. I can do this, and I can hold on to the things that are not serving me. This is the 8 of air, not the 8 of water. This is talking about your ego, okay? We are creatures driven by our egos. Our ego is in part our identity, the center of our consciousness. It is driven by our instincts and base desires, and constrained by culture and society. It can have us feeling confident and certain, or it can have us feeling uncertain and afraid. It can also employ one of several defense mechanisms to shield us from uncomfortable truths, or a reality that we are not willing or ready to accept. So many of us are afraid of the truth. We can be so afraid of the truth that our ego will work hand in hand with our primal instincts and do what our ego and do what it can to protect us. If our ego is wounded, or we have been taught to fear, the defense mechanism employed may also be detrimental to good health, well-being, and to our relationships with others. Our need to feel safe, to feel good, to be right, to be better, to be needed, and to be loved can result in the evidence at hand, reality, being distorted and shaped to fit our perception of events, so that what we want to believe is in conflict with facts. Alright. So yeah, what is blocking you? Your ego. Your ego is blocking you. While we can embrace a natural and normal state of denial, we are unlikely to escape the consequences of our actions. We can deny and suppress, we can rationalize, and we can justify, but every action gives rise to a consequence. And those consequences can be both favorable and or not. If you do something that you consciously or unconsciously know to have a potential harmful consequence, and you choose to ignore it or believe that it won't manifest, then the eight of air comes to caution you to think again. There is a price to be paid for all that you do, no matter your reason or intentions, and you alone are responsible for the consequences born of your actions. And everything you do, cause and effect, will play out. It is inevitable, and the consequences unavoidable. Wow. Okay, and so again, this card right here symbolizes a need for you to look at your beliefs and behaviors and question them. Are you hiding from an uncomfortable reality? Is it time to take responsibility for your thoughts, actions, and the consequences they give rise to, and to see them for what they really are? It is a time to be humble and accept that you might have projected your feelings about yourself onto others. Have you made a mistake or chosen a path or beliefs that have not served you well, and instead of accepting this painful truth, allowed your ego to weave a reality that allows you to pretend? It is time to face the facts. And then you have the steps needed to allow these changes to emerge, and you have the scribe. The scribe is the record keeper, okay? This is talking about writing things down, not just using technology, but actually like keeping a record of things. So this could be a journal, this could be a budget, this could be all of those things, okay? But this is about literally scribe, writing things down, writing your thoughts, writing your ideas, writing your plans, writing your goals, writing your dreams. This is about writing things down. The bee symbolizes hardworking. The feathers symbolizes angelic presence and protection. The fact that they are white and black, that symbolizes protection of innocence, protecting the innocence that is within you. Write down your feelings, write down your emotions, write down the day. This is just all about writing things down, and that is how you can allow these energies to emerge. This is how you can allow that, start allowing that healing, and start allowing the changes in your life to happen by writing things down, that you don't like, that you want to change, and how you're going to change it. And finally, the guidance from the sun, the guided message from the sun is what you want wants you. So this is the card of manifestation that I feel. And with this card, it's very simple. The message is what you want wants you. And so this is like, pay attention to your thoughts, pay attention to your dreams, pay attention to what you're speaking, because positive or negative, your thoughts are creating your reality. What you're thinking about constantly, positive or negative, is what you are bringing into your reality. So it doesn't matter what you don't want. If you're focused on what you don't want, that's what's coming into your life, because your focus and energy and intention is on that. So practice doing the opposite, writing things down, writing what you want over and over again, or just writing what you want so you can go back and, look at it. All right, so let me just read a little bit about this card. This oracle comes with a healing message for you. First, trust in what you truly want, not the substitutions and make-dos, but what would truly bring a sense of passionate, playful purpose and fulfillment to your life. You might not know anything more than I want to sing, or I want to write, or I want to help animals, or I want to paint. Start with what you know and hold it in your heart as you do the healing process. If you genuinely do not know what your heart wants, you will very much enjoy the process of exploring your desires by making gentle, persistent inquiries of yourself. Ask yourself, what is it that truly moves me? Give this matter consistent attention without forcing a response. Your answers may come in a sudden flood or slowly over time. As you get to know your genuine desires and give yourself permission to feel and receive them, a powerful sequence is set in motion. From the depths of the universe, your desires hurtle its way towards you as the perfect manifestation. It is coming to you even now, manifesting itself as the best situation or relationship or circumstances to bring fulfillment to your heart, radiance to your life, and a creative awakening. So don't give up. Keep dreaming of your fulfillment, but don't imagine it as always awaiting you in some distant future. Instead, play with what it will feel like to be so fulfilled right now. How will you feel different? Will you be more grateful, more peaceful and content, more confident, more trusting of your ability to create, and in the loving responsiveness of this wild universe? Cultivate those feelings. Get to feel what genuine desire and the meeting of that desire that can then generate yet new desire is like for you. Give yourself permission to go there right now. Remember that if you have people in your life who are shutting you down, suggesting that what you want is not possible, or that you are aiming too high, then they need this healing too. And perhaps you can inspire them by giving yourself permission to heal. So before we end that, I'm going to pull that and pull some self-care cards for you. Oh, this says I'm deeply in love. Oh, this says friend zone. Okay, I'm gonna let y'all take that how that resonates with you. Okay, you could be deeply in love with a friend, or vice versa. Someone could be deeply in love with you, but they're in the friend zone. This says you would benefit from a routine or structure. And this is just a card of careers: artist, inventor, travel guide, social worker, surgeon, dancer, songwriter. That could be something that you're interested in. What self-care would be most beneficial for them to practice at this time that they are watching it? Rest. Be still. Write a gratitude list. That's what I have for you. Like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys on the next time. Okay, pile number 2, if you chose the purple fish. Let's jump into your cards. We have 5 questions here. What currently sparks your soul and brings you life? You have the cosmic heart. Devotion, potency, make your life a moving prayer. So wow, learning how to devote your time and attention and focus on like your prayers. This is very deep already. So that's what's sparking your life right now is the joy of devotion, the joy of putting your time, effort, and energy into yourself, or the universe, or the connection between yourself, the universe, and your spirit team. How can you invite this energy into your everyday life? And you have lifting the veil. It was in reverse, but you have lifting the veil. questioning everything. Anything unaligned must go. So that's how you can invite this energy into every day, because you want your life to be a certain way. So anything that doesn't match how you want your life to be, whatever is inside of your control that you can change based off of, you know, what you're already doing, then that is what you need to do. Okay, everything that is unaligned with you must go. And I always use the weight, you know, losing weight as an example with this, because it's very easy to understand. So say, for example, you wanted to lose a few pounds, and when you get this card, anything unaligned must go. That means the junk food, the fast food, the sugar, the high in sugar foods, the trans fat foods. That's what needs to go. So you need to do that in your own life. Like, what do you want? You want your life to be a moving prayer. You want to devote your life to whatever you want to devote your life to. So what is in the way of that you can control? Is it your discipline? Is it the amount of discipline that you do or don't have? Is it the distractions that you're focused on? Okay, so that's what you need to ask yourself. Also, these two cards came out as well. What is currently blocking you from your creativity or childlike joy? So for this pile, I really feel like inner child work would be really beneficial for you. These two cards are not part of your reading, but they did come out while I was shuffling the cards, and I thought that they were important, so I kept them out. You got the love, Hadarian energy, codependency, boundaries. So again, anything unaligned must go. You need to really look at your life and be honest. What are you codependent on? What are you too dependent on? Are you really setting those boundaries? Who are you allowing? Who are you giving the okay to cross those boundaries? Doesn't matter if it's your mom, your friend, your best friend, your boss, your coworker. Who are you allowing to ignore your boundaries? Whoa, and they be having you pissed too. You hear that sound? And then you have the golden children. This is why I mentioned inner child work, because inner child, tenderness, innocence, rare gifts. There are some things that you have not discovered about yourself yet. Maybe you knew about it's like having a gift as a child and then growing up and not having it or not being able to tap into it, or just being so distant from it that you feel like it's not you and it's become like just something that you can do, but you know, that type of thing. But yes, you have gifts that you have not unlocked, or maybe you've touched them in childhood, but you need to go back to that. Okay, you need to go back to doing the things that you were doing as a child. Not so much being irresponsible, but the amount of play and the amount of fun that we had as a child. And it doesn't matter, like, the situations. Like, I grew up in a very, like, me, my sisters, and my brothers, we grew up in a very tough-loved situation where it was just rough and it was tough. So I don't want to get into too much details about that, but it was rough and it was tough. But we managed to find laughter in order to keep us going forward. We made things out of nothing. So that's like, you know, like example would be we didn't have a basketball court. I don't know if our mom could afford it or not, or she just wasn't buying it. But whatever. So say for example, we didn't have a basketball court, so we took a crate and hung it up, and that was the basketball court. So and it was fun. And so it's like, go back to things that you think are fun. That will really help you at this time. And this, you see that sun right there, you will feel brighter, you will feel more connected with your inner child, because you're like not having fun. You're maybe dependent on someone else to make you feel happy or make you laugh, or, you know, yeah. So the steps needed to allow these energies to emerge, and you have destiny, The Destiny card represents the 8th reason for being, to embrace your destiny. Your destiny is twofold. You have a universal destiny and a personal destiny. Your universal destiny is to become whole and connected, to find your center, to overcome all that destroys your peace, to face your fears, let go of hurts, and love yourself and your life with unreserved delight. You have also a personal destiny, and that destiny involves seeking and following your bliss. Your destiny is to find and lead a life that has meaning and purpose, but your destiny is not going to be found out there in the world. You must step inside and explore your heart and mind. Your destiny is not predetermined. It is a choice you will make based on your inherent gifts and talents. To meet your destiny, you must first discover and recognize what those gifts and talents are, and then work to use them for the benefit of yourself and others. That's funny because this is talking about rare gifts. So you had these gifts since you were a child. Maybe some of them were known, maybe some of them unknown, and maybe you're learning some of the gifts that you have as a child. Maybe you're relearning them now as an adult. To know you have a destiny or multiple destinies can give a sense of purpose and confidence. It can bring you joy, peace, and fulfillment. However, your journey toward meeting your destiny can be full of obstacles and trials. Like the quest of old, this is your quest, but instead of seeking an intangible holy grail, you move towards something tangible and real. There are activities and interests that inspire your passion and love, that make you feel complete and imbue you with a sense of rightness. It is these things that you are destined to do. It could be gardening, it could be painting, it could be fixing broken things and repurposing them. It could be healing, it could be protection, it can be anything, but the key to recognizing it is how it makes you feel and what you're willing to do in order to make it a key part of your life. You are never too old or too young to seek your divine purpose. Okay, and then finally, the guided message from Spirit is plain and simple. That you need to have inner trust in the directions that you're being led. You need to have inner trust when something comes to your attention like, hey, look, this needs to go. You need to trust yourself. Get to know yourself so you can know whose voice is what, so to speak. Like you can know who's calling the show, whether it's your fear or whether it's truly you and your intuition. So you need to work on building your inner trust. Alright, and now I'm going to pull some self-care cards for you. Okay, so you have sync with the moon, watch a movie, and create art. Six months from now. Self-love is not selfish, but necessary. Self-love is the best love. And that's funny because this is a self-love. And this is a serving. Oh, sadness. You guys, I'm sending you so much love and so much hugs. And just so much lightheartedness I'm just sending to you. Okay? If this is your energy right now, I'm just sending so much love for you. But this is also telling you to create, like when you're feeling sad and when your emotions are erratic, they're telling you to create art. Create what you're feeling. It doesn't need to be well thought out. It doesn't need to be perfect. It doesn't need to be pretty. Like, just create art. And art comes in different forms. It doesn't necessarily have to be painting or drawing. Art can be pottery. Art can be sculpting. Art can be anything. Okay? But syncing with the moon will be very, very beneficial for you. I think the current moon phase. Okay, you guys, so with this sync with the moon card, you can do that as early as today. But Today we are in a waning gibbous, and when you know like what moon, when not only what moon, what phase the moon is in, but also what energy it gives off and what energy would be best to put into that. So for example, like the waxing full moon, you can do like different rituals with the moon. Like I said, was thinking with the moon, we are currently at a waning gibbous. So this is a time for turning inward and paying attention to our deepest thoughts and feelings. It is the optimum time to release old energy and any heaviness weighing us down, including worries, unhealthy habits, repetitive thoughts, regrets, limiting beliefs, guilt, harmful relationships, and unrealistic expectations of how we think things should be. So that's what today's moon is all about. No matter when you read this, just look up what the moon is currently in and what that moon phase or moon cycle is all about, what rituals will be most helpful and most beneficial for that. Okay, because that's what for this, you could be holding on to guilt, or feeling like you're being ignored, or feeling like you're boring, or you could be super fatigued, super stressed, super worried. But let that go to the best of your ability. Create art to express that, so it's not just settling inside yourself. And watch a movie. Okay, so sometimes you do need a distraction from overthinking, and when things get overwhelmed, sometimes you do need a distraction. Maybe watch your favorite childhood movie or watch a comedy movie. But that's what I have for you guys. Like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know if that was helpful. I'll see you next time. And finally, if you chose the blue fish, one fish, two fish, red fish, blue fish. Alright, so let's jump right into your cards and questions. So the first question is, what is currently sparking your soul and bringing you life? And you have the Seas of Mintaka, seeing potential, bringing unconsciousness to light. Ooh, wow. So for this pile number 3, you're working on your awareness. Wow. Seeing your own potential and experimenting and experiencing your own potential. Okay. Then you have, how can you invite this into your everyday life? And then you have the void. Stop, embrace winter, great cosmic wound. I meant womb, not wound, womb. And I'm going to look up that one. The void. Okay. So, and this is answering the question, how can you invite this awareness energy into your everyday life? Okay. Everything and nothing exists in the void. It's where all life begins and ends. It's the winter and the womb, the fertile darkness where all things originate and seeds grow. Comforting and intimidating, freeing and daunting, it can feel both overwhelmingly small and huge. The void is where faith lives. The message of the void is to surrender to the unknown, to allow the fertile darkness of nothingness to nourish the new seeds growing within you. Regardless of whether you know what they'll one day become, you're being called to surrender to the mystery of what's next, to rest and to allow the winter of your life to do the work for you, to hand over your control and trust that just because you can't see what's happening beneath the surface, it doesn't mean things aren't at work. The greatest weaving happens when we find a way to surrender and trust that our life is being knitted for us, right beneath the surface, in ways known and unknowable. Now is the time to cultivate faith and allow deep, deep rest. The void often surfaces at the end of a chapter or life phase, when we're called to let go of all that we know and identify with. When you're in the void, it can feel scary, and as if you should be doing something. However, when this card appears, it's a sure sign that the most productive thing to do is relinquish control and surrender to the changing mystery of your life. So currently, what is blocking your creativity and your childlike joy? And you have the 7 of air. So let's see what's currently blocking. Okay, so what is blocking you? It's not what we believe, but how we believe. Lift others up. Does what you believe make you kinder? Okay, so we're gonna find out what is blocking you. The 7 of air, it wasn't reversed, but the 7 of air represents a need to step back and moderate any extreme fundamentalist behavior. You do not do your cause any justice by following a fundamentalist path. The only thing this achieves is to make those around you who do not share your beliefs angry and resistant to the change you are attempting to impose on them. So really, honestly, this is talking about trying to impose your beliefs on others instead of just living your truth. Instead of opening minds, you can close them tighter than a steel trap. When the 7 of air appears in your reading, seek a gentler, more moderate approach. Educate instead of trying to indoctrinate. Don't use cruel and punishing methods. They never work. All they do is perpetuate the paradigms that you seek to end. Okay, so let me give you an example. To believe in a religion, to embrace a spiritual path, or none at all is no different energetically than believing that one political party is better than another, or that a vegan diet is better than one that includes meat and animal products, or that your favorite sports team is the best sports team. All forms of belief can lead to peace and a healthy sense of well-being, or to extreme and fundamentalist behaviors. All paths can be born of independent knowledge and understanding, indoctrination, or a mix of both. Each choice, even the choice not to believe in the divine, requires that you believe in something, even if that something is that belief in anything other than our physical reality is a symptom of a deranged mind. And so now we're going to answer the question, what the steps are. The steps that are needed to allow these energies to emerge in a more positive way. And you have the 6 of water reverse. Okay, you guys, so with the 6 of water reverse, let me give you a look at it upside down. I'm going to turn it this way. The 6 of water reverse has a very simple message and meaning. Remember, this is telling us how the steps you need to allow these energies to emerge. It does not serve us well to give in to the desire to inflict hurt just because we believe someone to be deserving of it. We may feel that we are justified, but what purpose does an act of spiteful retaliation serve but to make us less and perpetuate suffering? It can also be said that it makes us energetically the same as the person who harmed us. Therefore, the 6 of water comes to caution against embracing pettiness and retaliation regardless of the circumstances. There is always a better option than an act of spite. Anger used in this manner is rarely beneficial or healing. Instead, it perpetuates suffering. There are none who can remain untouched when cruelty is offered. Both the person who inflicts it and the person who it is inflicted upon will be marked by it. If revenge is desired, the best revenge we can mete out to anyone who has hurt or upset us is to remain peaceful and emotionally detached. We can choose to be kind to ourselves to end our suffering by walking away and investing our time and emotion in something more worthy. And then finally, you guys, is the message of the sun. And this is the word wants to be written. You might have been taught that creativity is something you have to work hard to access, or that finding your life purpose is so difficult that you must search high and low for it. Yet, what you are is within you and wants to come out at every available opportunity. You don't have to struggle so much. It's more about allowing space for it to manifest and to let the energy flow. The real struggle is not in finding something. It is more about letting go of the idea that you need to search for your path in the first place. You see, the process of activating your life path is a natural one. The effort is in getting out of the way, not in making something happen. As for being yourself, that is the foundation from which your true life path will reveal itself. Being yourself becomes easier when you give yourself permission to love, honor, and accept yourself in all circumstances, especially the ones where you might be tempted to reject and judge. Give the sacred rebel within the opportunity to decide your values, irrespective of whether they meet with general social acceptance. This oracle brings the message that what you are dreaming of or seeking to do, create, live, or manifest is actually very natural for you. That is why you want to do it. If you experienced controlling and manipulative forces as you were growing up, you would have found it hard to access your natural state at the time. You would have been too busy trying to adapt and get through the trials of childhood. When you finished navigating childhood and started to let go of what you were taught to be in order to become who you really are, you may have found your life path was not easily accessible. That is simply because your true and natural self was covered by layers of shame from the early conditioning that you had to be other than who you are in order to win, love, or be acceptable. However, that natural self hasn't gone anywhere. It is still there within you. Now it is just about chipping away the walls of shame, perhaps with a defiant "who the hell cares? I am here and I am going to love myself anyway." This allows you to risk bearing the feeling of any shame that arises as you release old emotional wounds and break away from any restraints to unconditional self-love. Wow. What you want to write, sing, dance, or become is you. It is natural. Drop your defenses, get into the grit, and comfort the power that any old shaming has had over you. It's finished now. It's time for you to be naked with yourself, acknowledge how gorgeous you are, and get on with your work. Life is urging you to do so because the work wants to happen. What you want to create wants to be created. The word wants to be written. You just need to let go of any remnants of the past that have been in your way. Step firmly over them onto your path. Now I'm going to pull some self-care cards for you guys. Okay. Okay. So you have spend time with friends, intuition, health checkup, plan a vacation, and connect with the earth. I'm going to pull a couple of word cards for you. You could be an earth sign or just need to ground yourself, connect with the earth, meditate. Strength, nature, go-getters, ruled by Saturn. Practical, stable, goal-oriented, hard workers, competitive, down to earth. Oh, you got another one. So you definitely need to ground yourself, connect with the earth, spend time with friends. That grounds you when you're spending time with friends, following your intuition, plan a trip to get your mind off of working so hard, because life is meant to be enjoyed as well. But you have Toph, who is an earthbender, and she says there is no different angle, no clever solution, no trickety trick that's gonna move that rock. I am grounded. You just gotta face it head on, is what Toph said. So that's what I have for you. Like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Thank you for watching.